Welcome to the Infidelity Doctor channel. This is Dr. Talal Al-Salim, and this is the Ask Dr. Talal segment. Your place to ask me any questions you want to know about affair recovery and prevention. Please remember that this is not a substitute for the individual and couples counseling that you're supposed to be getting. This is merely a place for you to get some basic question answers and get to know a little bit about my clinical insights about affair recovery and prevention. So before we get to the question of the day, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can get the most recent updates about the weekly uploads. All right, so let's get to the question of the week. So the question this week is, my partner is still talking to the affair partner or the third party. What should I do? So my policy on that one, in order for people to heal from infidelity, they need to make sure that the door to the third party or the affair partner is closed, permanently or temporarily. In a perfect world, permanently. If you have the luxury of not having to deal with the affair partner whatsoever after the discovery of affair, it is important for you to just have zero interaction with them. But it's not always as easy as we want it to be, especially when we consider that sometimes the affair partner is somebody who is a coworker or an employee or a supervisor, which means that you may not have the luxury to not interact with them right away. So first of all, we need to ask what would be compelling the unfaithful partner to continue interacting with the third party. So sometimes the unfaithful want to keep that door open because foolishly they are thinking that somehow they will be able to keep the boundaries healthy. And I always say this, once you cross the professional boundary with someone or the platonic boundary with someone, it's really difficult to reset those boundaries for them to be normal again without things getting close to crossing those lines. One argument that you hear the unfaithful would say is that, well, I'm not interested in the affair partner anymore. I know I can control my feelings. Well, even if you're able to demonstrate that, you have no control over the third party's feelings, thoughts, and behavior. And it's unfair for the betrayed partner to worry about you continuing to interact with the third party and at the same time are expected to rebuild trust. So in a perfect world, this door needs to be closed. And a closed door means zero interaction. Permanently or temporarily. And why do I say permanently or temporarily? Because there are times where the unfaithful says, okay, well, how do I know if I'm going to be able to successfully rebuild the relationship with the betrayed partner? I don't want to give up on something that was working. Now, again, anybody can be the best lover or the best partner in an affair because affairs are not real relationships. They're relationship proxies, meaning that people can be best listener or best lovers if we're talking about sexual affairs, because the relationship doesn't have the normal stressors that a real couple deals with. So even though it may seem like the affair partner is an ideal partner for the unfaithful, they forget that this is only so because the relationship is not really a full relationship. But when actually things are real and they actually have a real relationship, they begin to realize that the affair partner is somebody who also have their own flaws. And also they worry about trust in that relationship too, right? Because if you are unfaithful with me, how do I know that you won't be unfaithful with others in other relationships? Bringing this back full circle to what should I do if my unfaithful spouse or partner is still wanting to interact with the third party? It needs to be emphasized to your spouse or partner that if they're really serious about healing, they have to be able to close this door permanently or temporarily so that the two of you can figure out where we go with this relationship. Because if that door stays open without it needing to be open, it's going to be a setup for failure, because the unfaithful is going to be continuing to compare to a relationship that they're not on the same level. But also more importantly, if the door has to be somewhat open, meaning that the unfaithful have to have some interactions with the affair partner, they need to be able to pitch a case of why are they compelled to do so. And the only examples that I can think of is things related to HR, or wearing a lot of lawsuit that you cannot fire the affair partner because you don't want to deal with the wrongful termination suit, or also that you cannot quit because you're worried about finances and it's going to take too long for you to transfer to a different place. So even in those situations where you're required for other reasons to have some interactions with the affair partner or the third party, those interactions need to be strictly related to whatever that is compelling you to have that interaction with it. Meaning that if it's related to business, then those interactions need to be strictly business, and they need to be limited, and they need to be 100% transparency about it. So that is the goal. If the two of you are going to rebuild this relationship, we need to aim at a future where the third party is not part of our life, period, if there is a way for us to do so. Hopefully that answered that question for the week. Please remember to leave your comments about the answer that you heard today, as well as other questions that you'd like to see me answer in this segment. Until then, be well, be safe, and embrace the possibility for a brighter future. Take care.